This is just a short chapter, I suppose 5A really, because it really does complete what I was talking about in the previous chapter about the way I'm going to put these triangular bits of balsa on top of the crutch to support the fuselage sides, the top sides. And that's what I'm going to look at now. It was a bit long, I suppose, to make the previous chapter, so it's a little chapter in its own right. And as you can tell, it's got even colder now in my workshop, hence the tea cozy hat that I'm wearing. Who cares what it looks like? It keeps me warm. Anyway, the build. So let's point down. So you can see here, I've already put the two balsa triangles in place and clamped it in place there, or them in place, for the fuselage sides to fit against. So I'm going to line this one up now, putting the front of it into the slot in the front F2 former and marrying up to the back. But already I can see there's a problem, because the angle at which this is being cut, laser cut, it's not correct. It may be a right angle there, but because of the angles that this is working at, when it leans back, the angle is not going to be a right angle. It's actually going to be more than 90 degrees. So to overcome that, I'm just going to push it against the former there and mark the position of that it needs to be cut to form a proper joint with the fuselage former. So I'm going to mark it on the top here because I want to cut it on the reverse side. And why do I want to cut it on the reverse side? Because I'll be honest with you, I can't see where the cut has got to be unless I mark it on the reverse side. So the cut has got to be down there. I'll just draw it, then you can see what I've got to do to make that fit. So you can see there's obviously there's the cut, but there's the pencil line that I've got to recut that side to to make it fit. Yeah, it's not a major amount of work, goodness me. And to be quite honest, I find these sort of things enjoyable. Altering to make things fit. And then finding out, I needn't have done that, because if I'd done it this way, it would have been perfectly alright. Hey. So now with that trimmed, that will now fit into there. You can see a snug fit into the back of the fuselage side. Let me just zoom in so you can see that, because it may not be 100% clear. So what we're looking at is the recess in the former where F3 sits, where F3 sits in front of F4. Remember, there's that recess, and the edge of the side has got to fit in that recess. So if I pull that away, you can see there's the recess down there. So that has got to fit into there. So by cutting it back at that angle now, it's an excellent fit. So I can glue that all in place when I'm ready. Obviously, when you're measuring things up like that, make sure that things like the fuselage lines up and gets in line there, because that's got to sit on top of the side deck there. But that's absolutely fine. It's a nice, good fit. And I can also see that my my triangular pieces in the crutch there are doing their job in keeping the sides tight against that, and gives it a lot of extra support, which is good news. So I just wanted to show that before I actually stick the sides in place. And once again, I'll probably do that off camera, because it's just putting some glue on there and holding them in place with clamps and pins down through. The joints aren't going to be perfect. You know, you're going to get a joint there, which, yes, I'm going to probably just chamfer the bottom edge of this, the top fuse. So as it goes at an angle like that, I'm going to chamfer it, if I can show you, like that. So that edge there needs to be chamfered back because it's going at an angle, and that will make for a better fit. Don't worry about it if you don't do that. It's not a great problem, because lightweight filler can be used to fill some of the gaps. Plus also it's going to be covered, so will they show? Not really. It's just that I like to do things this way, and I'll just take my sanding board there and just sand that down, just sanding that inner edge, nothing excessive. And you can see how far you've gone, because there's the laser browning on the edge. So as long as there's still some of that in place, I know I haven't gone too far on the outside edge, and just continue it through to there. So now when I offer that up, lay that on its side there, the fit is a lot better on there now than it was before. A lot better. It's a tighter joint there. Possibly do a little bit more there, or maybe just leave it. I'm pretty happy with that as it stands. So I'll do the same to the other side. I'll stick them on, and leaving obviously the tail there. You can see that there's a gap there because that's where the tail plane goes, and the top of it, this section here, there is a cover strip in the kit that goes there with a cutout for the fin, which you put on top as a block of balsa, and then you'll be sanding a nice rounded part over that. Okay, that will be in the next chapter though. So like I say, this will be a little 5A just to complete the basics of setting this up ready to take the sides, the top sides. And this is the fuselage with the side tops all pinned in place and clamped in place. And I'll now leave that overnight for the glue to dry.